Hey everybody, it's Monday afternoon and I've got a little problem I need to solve. Tomorrow I leave for Arequipa, which is Peru's second most populous city. I'm going to be there for about 2.5, almost 3 days. And thinking about taking this DJI Action 6 camera. But I've been having all kinds of problems with it, so I'm going to play with it. I'm going to walk up to the old Inca site of Saksayhuaman. The sound part is okay, but gosh, I just can't get a lot of the other things to work as well as my Pocket 3 camera. The good thing about this, unlike the Pocket 3, is this thing is pretty indestructible and it fits all kinds of scenarios. I'm going to use the DJI Mic Mini wireless mic exclusively today. I think it'll be okay because it'll give me a full day's work. This is interesting. I haven't been up here in a while, but the steps are closed. This barricade on the left keeps people going down to the, or above the fountain. I wonder what that's all about. Oh well. Obviously today with the bright sun, there's going to be a lot of chances to test the dynamic range between the brilliant sunlight and the shadows. Right now I'm walking down Calle Tandapata or Tandapata Street. It's a long street that runs above where most people go in the San Blas neighborhood. How's this looking so far? Let me know in the comments how it looks, how it sounds. For me, one real negative about this camera is even though it has a big screen on the back so I can watch when I'm filming, it gets a little hard to see in the Andean sun. But then again, just about anything's impossible to see in the Andean sun. It is so bright. This is Calle Siete Borguitos. It is a tough little climb, but you pretty much have to do it. And it is extremely popular also for photos. The bad part about this, coming from my apartment, is it's almost a non-stop climb. Steep, steep steps. But one thing I learned years ago, take my time. Take lots of breaks, rest and relax. Whew. And now comes the long walk along the trail. This is partially a reconstructed Inca road. And partially a nice wide trail for tourists. Things look good on the screen, but I've had nothing but bad luck since I bought this several months ago. Hopefully, I can do something right. Not that I really want to use it because my Pocket 3 is so much better. And yes, I am breathing hard. It's a tough climb at about, I don't know, 3,300, 3,400 meters, 11,300, 11,400 feet. Whew. I do kind of like the little starburst effect that you get when you shoot at f4 on this camera. Finally, the control booth. Wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I walked slow, took my time. Didn't take as many rest stops as I usually do. Still a little bit of climbing to go, but that's okay. The guy at the check-in, I talked to him before, and we talked about DJI stuff. He recognized my DJI Mic Mini. I told him I've got all kinds of DJI stuff, including this camera, which I'm trying out, the Pocket 3, which he knew about. He knows about all the DJI mics. And then I said, I gotta go to the restroom. Would I recommend this camera? Yeah, if you got a family, especially with kids, you bet. It is, I don't want to say virtually indestructible, but it's close. Tourism is definitely picking up. Lots more English-speaking people as well. People tend to come late May from the U.S., stay through June and July, or the crowds continue through June and July, and then they're all heading back to school. No matter how many times I come here, I still find Saksaywaman incredible. One of the examples I see all the time on social media is that some of the con men, and they're always men, like to say that those big stones below were pre-Inca and the top ones were the Incas, because the Incas didn't have that capability of using that kind of construction on the bottom. But what they ignore, or they're just too stupid to do any research, which might be the case, or a combination of all kinds of things, is that most of this, and there's a lot of that kind of reconstruction on top, was done in 2010 and later after a big, heavy rain, I don't want to say a rainstorm, but a lot of rain coming down for a long period of time and caused significant damage to the walls. You can see this kind of stuff all over Saksaywaman, especially on the lower section. As you can see, it's really hard to get photos of without anyone in the picture. You have to do that early in the morning, late in the afternoon, or in the off season, or a combination. And this is not even really crowded. Come June, July, and August, it's far more full of tourists. How good is the stabilization on this? What do you think? I'm walking on a rough stone trail going up. Some beautiful views of the city from up here. I'm actually going to a lookout that's probably the best place in all of Cusco to view the city. Yes, even better than this. And this is pretty spectacular up here, especially on a day like today. I try really hard not to get too frustrated with tourists. Lots of them will only be here once in their life. I do get frustrated with the guides who, to me, are just little Graham Hancocks who don't know much, don't study much, but make a lot of money being guides here and everywhere else in the region. I'm not a big fan of getting my shadow in the video, but oh well. Since I'm just testing this out today, making a quick little video for you to show you not only what this camera can do in the hands of very much an inexperienced, novice, unprofessional user. And believe me, after, oh gosh, almost 60 years of photography and video work, it's frustrating. But I'm determined to learn how to use this camera. The fact that it's good when it's waterproof is a big plus. So I can't use my Pocket 3 in the rain. I've got to get used to this. One thing I really like about this camera is it has a wide angle. And there's not too much distortion. Really, that part of it is very nice. I'm curious to see what this is like when I get back home, because the colors do look pretty nice. I'm enjoying looking at it on the screen. I'm surprised I haven't stumbled more since I'm spending so much time looking at the screen instead of watching where I'm going. I'm surprised that hardly anyone comes to this particular viewpoint, even though there are hundreds, maybe 1,000 or more people here right now. There are 7, 8 of us here, and this is by far the best view of Cusco in all of the region. Also, I'm curious, what do you think of the stabilization? I'm just walking with this. I'm using what they call the rock steady stabilization, which is digital, of course. But I don't know. To me, it's looked okay in the past. One thing that it didn't do was it kind of, what would you call it? Dampen the up and down effect that the gimbal on my Pocket 3 can't deal with. So I get a fairly steady stabilization, unlike the Pocket 3, even though the Pocket 3 is good for so many other things. Wow, no one here. Another thing that I'm not using is horizon balancing, which is supposed to keep the horizon level using gyroscopes or a gyroscope inside. I've had terrible luck with that. It frankly just didn't work very well. You pick it up after it's been hanging down from your hand while you're walking, and then it takes a long time for it to level out. GoPro, on the other hand, was one of the things that was great about GoPro cameras, is that it just instantly leveled out. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to when the Mission 1 Pro GoPro camera comes out. I have no idea when it will be released in Peru. It would be nice if it was on the same trajectory as regular GoPro Hero cameras have been for the past several years, and it shows up in Cusco literally 2-3 days at the most after its release all over the world. I've been saving up for it. I'm excited about getting it, but gosh, it's going to be expensive. Okay, back to the control booth. A quick right U-turn, and then it's back downhill on the part that killed me before coming up. Hola. Buenas, ¿cómo están? I think I'm going to make my way down to the Plaza de Armas and get something to eat. It's already a few minutes after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun goes behind the mountains in, I don't know, hour and a half, maybe even sooner. And then it gets cool. I think we were around 41 degrees Fahrenheit last night. I don't know what it's going to be tonight, but it does cool off considerably in the shade and once the sun goes behind the mountains. In fact, it's a huge difference. I wasn't going to go this way, but I'm going to show you San Cristobal. It's a church up on the mountainside that overlooks Cusco. Some really nice views of the plaza from up here, but there's also some other stuff that makes this a really ugly viewpoint. It's a beautiful little plaza. Some gorgeous views down the valley. Wow, Asangate is almost completely uncovered by clouds down there. The problem with the viewpoint here is the road below and that ugly tin fence that is the back wall of a deserted property that's covered in graffiti. If you have a long lens and can cut all that stuff out, it's really pretty up here and you get some nice photos, but otherwise, for most people, this is not a pretty spot. For pictures anyway. I can't remember how much it costs, but you can go up into the bell tower and there's some gorgeous views up there. That's easily the best place to get your scenic views from Plaza San Cristobal. The church inside, I'm not sure it's worth it, but now I'm going to make my way down Calle Respalosa. That means slippery street. And in a moment, you're going to see why they call it that. It is a place I would never even think about going down in the rain. This is why they call it Slippery Street. It's really pretty, but it is steep, narrow, obviously an old colonial pedestrian street. It's a tough walk up from the Plaza de Armas, but almost to the Plaza de Armas. There's several schools and kindergartens up here, including one that's over 400 years old. Maybe and the oldest, definitely one of the oldest in the Americas. This is Calle Suecia, or Swiss Street. I have no idea where that name came from, but it leads down the last little incline to the plaza. I know I said this early on quite a bit, but one last time, let me know what you think of this video in the comments. I'm awful curious about so many things, that trying to decide if this is worth using more often. It definitely has some advantages, but it also has some serious disadvantages, and I've had trouble getting video out of it that I really would like to use. So let me know if you like it. Give it a like. Consider subscribing to the channel. I can always use more subscribers. And come back to see the next one, because I'll be doing lots more of these. I've got some plans for Arequipa. So I'm going to call it a day, pack up, grab me something to eat, and go home and get my bags ready for the trip in the morning. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.